The Pakistan government has announced the deployment of the army in Islamabad due to increasing security concerns in the federal capital. At least 5 police officers were killed and 119 people were injured on Monday as supporters of jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan clashed with the forces while trying to enter Islamabad. Now, this is in response to the call for a march on Parliament for a sit-in demonstration. Islamabad is under lockdown for the past 2 days. Highways to the city have been barricaded, major roads blocked with shipping containers, and security forces have now been authorized to take extreme measures such as shooting rioters on sight. Local TV footage from last night shows police firing tear gas canisters at Khan's supporters, who were pelting them with stones and bricks. Now, Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi said that the security forces showed extreme restraint in confronting the protesters, some of whom, he said, had fired live rounds, while police only used rubber bullets and fired tear gas canisters from their end. But Khan's party accused the government of using excessive violence to block the supporters and said hundreds of workers and leaders had been arrested. Naqvi said the government had offered Khan's party permission to hold a sit-in protest at an open field on Islamabad's outskirts, adding that the party leaders took this offer to Khan at his prison cell, but they haven't yet heard from them in return. Naqvi cleared that the protesters will not be allowed to reach outside Parliament, warning that the government will be forced to use extreme steps if they did not budge. However, hours thereafter, reports emerged that Bushra Bibi, the wife of Imran Khan, has started off for D Chowk, an area housing key government institutions. She insisted on progressing, claiming that the party workers are not willing to compromise on any settlement that does not include reaching D Chowk. According to sources cited in the reports, Khan had agreed to an alternative location, but Bushra Bibi refused. However, a breakthrough is likely to occur in the negotiation between the PTI and the federal government, as Khan has accepted one of the proposals put forward by the regime, according to sources. Meanwhile, the government has bolstered security in view of the arrival of President of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, who is in Pakistan on a 3-day visit.
Protesters continue to march on, and it won't be wrong to say that Islamabad's one of main highways, the Srinagar highway, is currently a battle zone. Beyond this, we're standing at G9, and beyond this, the highway down here reveals a deserted look, primarily because the protesters are beyond this point. The police have taken positions here. Intense use of shelling has been done time to time, in a bid to disperse the protesters. But clearly, the police are outnumbered. The protesters have, as what the police say, that their own weapons. They have stones, they have slingshots, marble slingshots, they have shells, they have bullets. That's what the police say. At least 5 security personnel have lost their lives just in very recent clashes that we witnessed a short while ago at G10, G11 intersection. At least 2 security personnel have been injured as a reason of the clashes with PTI protesters as they continue to march on. The police say that they will not be allowing them beyond this point at G9, and they've called in reinforcements as well in a bid to deter the protesters from reaching D Chowk. Nasmalik in Islamabad, Pakistan for WION World is One.
All right, now we have Anas live with us. He's our Pakistan Bureau Chief. Anas Malik joining me from Islamabad. Anas has been tracking all the developments overnight and obviously since the morning as well. And as he rightly mentioned in this report that we just played for you, there is a complete battle zone. He was wearing his protective gear and his helmet. Anas, what is the situation as of now? I see now you're in a different zone. I think it's a safer area where you're reporting from as of now. What is the current condition before we talk further?
Well, I'm at the D Chalk, and about 13 kilometers from here is where there is a literal battle zone between the Pakistan Tehreek-i-Insaf protesters, or rioters as the government says them or classifies them, and the police and security personnel. This is where I'm standing. Beyond this, I'll just get aside for the benefit of our viewers. This is the D Chalk, and I'll ask my camera person to show you as well. Those green panaflexes, or those green walls that you see, those are containers that have been sort of hidden away from public glare. There's police deployment that has been done in the area, and if you can see the policemen that are there sitting there,
yes.
There's a water cannon there as well. There are policemen who are just lined up. They're there, they're waiting, and they're just waiting for the PTI protesters to come here. The PTI protesters continue to march on. This is the Jinnah Avenue. This is the main road, or one of the main arteries that connects Islamabad from one end to the other, and this remains to be blocked. It does not have access. Currently it's blocked by shipping containers, and shipping containers have been placed all across the city. It would not be wrong to say. That being said, there is helicopter surveillance ongoing. I can hear it, I can't see it, but there's definitely helicopter surveillance. We saw helicopters.
I can hear it through
very clearly a short while back.
well, yes.
So there is helicopter surveillance definitely ongoing, and the police, at least prima facie, they seem to be outnumbered. It will not be wrong to say. The protesters are very well prepared to give it back to the police, to have their way in. Bushra Bibi was addressing the crowd a short while back. She says that she's asked people to remain calm, but it does not seem that calm is somewhere there, not for the police and not for the protesters, because there has been heavy and intense use of tear gas shells,
yes.
Something that we ourselves are a witness to.
Anas, Bushra Bibi seems extremely motivated, at least that's what the reports are suggesting, to reach D Chalk no matter what, regardless of what Naqvi had suggested, giving them a separate location outskirts of Islamabad. No, but she seems motivated and sure that D Chalk is where they want to eventually reach, which was the initial aim anyway. At this point, from the visuals you just showed us, I did see a lot of the policemen. They seemed armed with their shields and their batons and their sticks. And of course, there is no movement on the road as of now, which is the Jinnah Avenue, which you just showed us. I see a lot of media there as well. How far have the protesters reached right now? You said you're 13 kilometers from the battle zone. Has that distance reduced further?
Not really. The protesters are advancing very, very slowly. They've crossed the G8, G9 intersection, G9 intersection where you just played that report from. So yes. They're there right now. They're at that very intersection.
And G9 is 13 kilometers from where you are right
reporting
now.
About 13 kilometers,
yes, okay.
Roughly about 12.7 kilometers, so would be safer to say 13 kilometers. So the protesters are marching on slowly, and that remains a bigger problem for the police. The military has been called in under Article 245A in action in aid for the civil government, primarily because of the outnumbering protesters that are clearly outnumbering the security personnel. That is the reason that Bushra Bibi, Imran Khan's wife, seems so jubilant, seems so motivated, seems so charged, because she has the numbers. Remember, we're talking about 20,000, 25,000 people at least marching on, and there are people who are already here in Islamabad who we expect to get out later in the day, as and when the procession comes closer. They cross F8, when they cross G8, when they cross sector F8 and get to the Jinnah Avenue to come to D Chalk. That's when you would expect the numbers to grow bigger and bigger.
Yes.
The reason government, while they say they're doing preemptive measures, it won't be wrong to say that these are panic-stricken measures, and that is why they're offering an olive branch to the PTI while asking them to hold this protest sit-in Sangjani.
Anas, and as we had spoken earlier, also things seem to be getting worse. I'll only request you to remain safe and be in a safe location as you bring us all the details. Thank you so much. That was Anas Malik, our Pakistan Bureau Chief, getting us the latest from Islamabad.